This is a general reading for the sign of Taurus. And it took me a little bit to get on because I was having some satellite issues. Looks like it may still be happening. Let's see if I'm on right now. But anyway, this is for the sign Taurus. It's a general reading from April 15th until May 31st. I was going to get April's out before, but like everybody else, I got kind of busy. And what I'm doing right now is I need to share this to my Facebook page, Lolita's Lovely Ladies, and the Intuitive Tarot Reading group. So that way they can, those who are waiting for it on there, they can come on. Okay, here we go. Take me just a second. And for YouTubers, this is going to go up on YouTube. Just an FYI, the next sign that I'm going to be doing, I haven't decided yet, I'll say at the end, is I'm going to go ahead and go on YouTube and go live for that one. And then I'll switch back to Facebook. There's a few I'm going to put up on YouTube because I'm eventually just going to totally switch over there. Okay. Just let me know when you come on. And for YouTubers, this is a live reading, general reading for Taurus on Facebook first. So you'll hear me talking to people. There we go. And at the end, what I'm going to do is it'll be just for the sign itself of Taurus at first. And you guys, just based on just Taurus, you can take and ask general questions, and then I'll open it up for a couple questions for any signs. I decided to change this just a little bit. Okay, almost there. Let me know when you come in. Okay, looks like it's up and going. So what I'm going to do now is make sure I can see what's going on. Turn that down. There we go. Now I can see. Okay, this is for the sign Taurus, general reading. And if you're trying, YouTubers, like I said, Lolita's Lovely Ladies is my page. I go live there. I switch back and forth sometimes. And the reason I do that is because sometimes I have trouble uploading the videos. It doesn't like my links. So sometimes I switch around. I'll switch through the group, which is Intuitive Tarot Readings by Barda. All right. Taurus. April 15th to May 31st and maybe beyond. Okay. Yep, feels right. We got wealth. Got the card wealth. These right here are, they're called astral houses. This is the they're called tea leaf cards, and they just gave what before I start reading, what it does is it gives me a general area in your life that you'll be looking at or viewing really hard and really, you know, pondering during this time. And sometimes also for those who haven't seen me before, a lot of times how it happens is sometimes I can be doing a read and I call them groups. As I'll start reading, like the first card I got was wealth. Well, there may be more. I'm going to ask here in just a second. But that may be just for one group of Tauruses because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of Tauruses, but some of them have got their mind on their wealth and their money. I'll show you an example here in just a second. All right, Taurus. Anything else for Taurus? Any other focus for Taurus? Any other focus for Taurus? Pull. Love. Got the love card. Is there any more focus for Taurus? April 15th to May 31st. Pull. Career. And I feel like putting the career, usually I don't do this, but I feel like putting it with the wealth because somehow this is not just about money. It's also involving the career as well. Okay, this is unusual. I feel like pulling another one. You know what? Let's do it this way. Okay, happiness. Usually I only get a couple of those. I'm going to move these cards out of the way since I think this one's going to be a big one. All right, so actually, you know what? I'm going to move that. Okay, that's what it evolves around. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do it with. Is I got wealth, I got career, and I got love. And for some of them, it looks to me like there is going to be different groups. So different things going on with different Tauruses. And so I'll read them as I get them. But for the first one, we're going to focus on the wealth. And then I think there's going to be one where I'll kind of blend it in. It has to do with the career as well. So I may blend that in with the first group. And this is all. And then the last one's going to be a reading for love, Taurus for love. That's what it feels like. And this is all revolving around your happiness. That's what it's doing. Sorry, clearing this out so I can see. Okay. All right, so let's go with the wealth first. All right, where do I want to start? Taurus, wealth. Okay. And a lot of you guys also know that if you've watched me before, as being an intuitive tarot reader, I don't just go by certain spreads. I don't have a certain way of doing it. It's however I feel to go to it. And a lot of times I'll pull off the bottom of the deck, and this one stood out to me. I got the Chariot card, so I'm taking that one. And I'll read more what the cards mean here in just a second. I want to get a layout for wealth for Taurus, April 15th to May 31st. And I feel beyond. This is something else. So something's in the works for Taurus, or they've got something in their heads, a plan. Plan. Yes. This goes here. All right. Sometimes how these work too is they will focus in on whether it's male or female. And this one, for whatever reason, this first part of it is focused in on, and I'll look here in a minute, there must be a Taurus on here that's a male, a married male. And it's looking like mine is on wealth. I mean, there's more to it because it actually fell kind of in the middle here. So there's actually more going on. And that'll probably pull up. I feel love's on the brain too for some reason. Yes. Okay, so let's get back to the wealth. We're going to do a general right now, and then I'll blend it for this one person that popped on, okay? So I've got the Chariot card, and I got the Ace of Swords. Now, I'm not going to read these yet because this is for a person that was just popped on here. I feel it. It's a person. It's a person who's married. It's just trying to tell that person that you're going to be getting some kind of information in this read for you, okay? Anyway, we've got the Chariot. And we've got the Ace of Swords. To me right here, and with it being with wealth, the first thing I get, usually the Chariot is moving. It's moving, fast movement. It's getting going. But it's also a card of making things happen. And yes, I know you can read a bunch of signs in here, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm going by feelings. If I feel to pull a sign, I will. But right now, this is what I'm feeling. Anyway, so and you see the houses in the background. I also feel that this group of Tauruses here is actually moving away from the way they used to make money, or possibly the money has actually gone away, which with what's going on, that would make sense. I mean, there's some that have, financial, you're not an essential worker. It's hard to make money. I get that. But others, you're moving away from an old way of doing stuff. That's what I'm getting. And you're looking and focusing more on your money and how to do that and how to make it grow. That's it. And this right here tells me that's exactly what's going on. This is a group of Tauruses who are just going to cut through it. No matter what, they're after their wealth. They're going, and I hear, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And then I heard earlier, beyond. So for me, that tells me that this is not just, I need just to make the money now. Yeah, no. This group of Tauruses want to be able to not just sit here and hopefully make the bills, but they want to have a little nest egg. That's what I heard. Okay. So the Ace of Swords kind of cuts through everything. And you see the crown on the top? That's somebody who's seeking their wealth. To me, for this read, somebody seeking their wealth. And they are taking action on it. They're not going to sit around and wait for it. They're going to take action on it. Okay. And I heard nest egg. So let's switch to the tea leaf cards. Oh. I did not see those. Okay, I'll explain those here in a minute. And yes, I do take cards. Sometimes, if I don't get it, sometimes I'll accidentally leave cards behind and it'll give more information. I'll read those here in a minute, as soon as I get a feel off of them. Okay, this is what I'm going to ask. I know what this is doing. These cards are picking up on this one fella that popped on that's a Taurus, or they're wanting information about a Taurus, and this guy is married. Right now, I'm going to leave those sit right here. Okay, focus just on the wealth and only for the group of Tauruses right now that have wealth on their mind. They're putting a plan of action. They're thinking of a plan of action or a way of making more money, more stability, and a nest egg. Show me. Well, this is definitely going to be strange. Okay, that's all right. Keep going. I'll tell you here in a second. Because I was thrown off there for a second, but I'm not now. Okay, I'll take it. All right, I haven't done this one before. This is interesting. I'm actually going to go ahead, while I'm doing the wealth one for the general for Taurus, I'm going to go ahead and really quickly get this other reading out, because this is actually for a fellow that popped on or is on right now. It represents a King of Pentacles. I sometimes see him as a King of Swords is what I'm feeling. Somebody with dark hair, hardworking. He's married. He's been feeling blinded, like there's a bunch of, he just can't. There's so much stuff coming down on this person that I feel like it. So they're kind of shutting themselves off to the world. I'm actually going to go ahead and get that one out of the way, because it's going to keep popping in here, and that's what these cards. It's not going to go beyond it for whatever reason. I don't know if they've got to do something or what, if they're not going to be on here, but there's a message that needs to be told. So we're going to do it. This is not normal. I don't normally do this. Okay, so this to me, and as soon as this fell, we're going to jump to this guy real quick, and then I'm coming right back to the Taurus with wealth, okay? This instantly has to do with love, not just happiness, love. For this Taurus that's on here, this guy, and for whatever reason, I keep seeing him as the King of Swords in my head. Yeah, very hard worker. When he puts his mind to what he's going to do, he does it. I mean, he doesn't cut any corners. He just does it. This person is married. This is somebody who is popped on or is watching, whether they're saying anything or not. Marriage, you're definitely married, and I feel this is an actual union. I think I see paper, so you're married. Then I got the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, like I said before, was she's blinded. There's so much stuff that's going on around him. I feel that this person's actually, to one extent, has shut themselves off. And I almost heard comfortably numb, but uncomfortably, I don't know what that means. I guess take it how you will. But anyway, there's so much stuff going on in this person's life. I think they're shutting out a lot of stuff around them. That's what I'm feeling. And matter of fact, I hear agitation. They've been pretty agitated. They're not even acting themselves. That's what I get. There's been a lot of pressure, and they've just this usually it's a person who, they've got their hands tied. Well, they feel like their hands are tied because of something that's going on. Maybe it's the stuff that's going on now. Maybe it's a lack of work. Maybe it's something along those lines. That's what it feels like. I don't know why I felt like saying that. But anyway, this person, you see how they're tied up. Okay, well, this is self-tied up. This is not just material. This isn't just your career. This is not just love. Happiness as well. This person's actually kind of tied themselves up within themselves. They've gone within themselves, and they've actually taken on a different personality, one that they're not normally like that. Yes. Here's a confirmation card. But this confirmation card also tells me, and sun, the sun means yes. For me, it's a definite yes card. So yes, this is correct. This read is on. And also, it's also telling me too, this Taurus needs to take a moment and realize this is just temporary. And I feel like there's some self-work that needs to be done immediately. I mean, immediately. I hear it now, before a hammer comes down. I don't know exactly what that means, but I think not the law going to be laid down. I don't know. It's not going to be pleasant, but it's in this Taurus's hand to take care of that and to not allow it to go to that extreme. It has to do, I hear, behavior. It's the way this Taurus is acting, or reacting. That's it. So anyway, for this one, it definitely has to do with love because it's talking about, I got the fan, and the first word, that stuff popping up. So the first word that popped up out of this one was romance. So this has to do with the, your marriage as well. This is affecting it greatly. And what's going on, or why is this causing this? There's some kind of disappointment. There's just cutting something out of your life. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's a person. I think it's behavior. It's a way of doing stuff. It's a way of reacting. Yes, reacting. Anyway, it's affecting your marriage. It truly is. And see, you have 2 double happiness cards, and you got the Sun card. And yes, for those popping on, I know this is general read, but my cards would not stop until I read this one person. So I'm assuming that they probably can't stay on here too long. So I was supposed to read them. I just go with my gut. So anyway, this is double happiness. Double happiness and the Sun. Happiness is coming, but you're going to have to work on it. And I think there's actually happiness around you. You're not seeing the happiness around you. You're not. You're like this 8 of Swords, where normally that's somebody who's been tied up. No, this is what you've done. You're doing this to yourself. But I don't think, I mean, you get it, but I think you know what I see? You know what I see? This is what I see. What? Huh? Okay, so you're distracting yourself and not paying attention to what's going on around you. You've got to kind of put your head up and start looking, because your happiness is there. You're just going to have to work on it. Then I got the Gong, an exciting an event. And then another one says, it's the Cane, pay attention to your health. This behavior with how you're going within yourself is actually your mental affects your physical. And even though you may go through phases where you work on your health, you need to continue on that, because you also have to work with your mind as well. Everything is going to be coming out better, but you're going to have to put the work in. And it says there's an Gong, an exciting event. What is that? Not an exciting event. You know what I heard? What does a gong sound like? Dong. Okay, wake up. That's what I get. Something is going to happen to wake you up if you do not wake up yourself. You're going to have to. This whole thing that's going on in your head and everything is temporary. Your happiness is coming if you work on it. Okay, so let's see if it gets back on for Taurus. I'm going to put that one away. You have to forgive me. That one usually does not happen. So back on the group of Tauruses that have wealth on their mind. So anyway, the ones that have wealth on their mind, like I said, they've got the Chariot card and they've got the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, it's somebody who's pushing on and they're actually making some action happen. And this happens to do with their wealth. So this is for the group of Tauruses who are chasing their wealth. All right. Okay, I'm going to stop right here for a second. Please hear me. Do not allow any other readings to come within my head. Do not let any other readings show. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, please clear the way. What I'm doing is there's comments coming in from the intuitive tarot reading part. My Facebook page. Okay, this is from Melanie. Okay, do you see the name up there, Melanie? Okay, wait a minute. Where'd this go? Taurus. Okay, right here it says Barda Long is live. Click Barda Long. That's where this is being live right now. And I've got it open to public, so anybody can come in. That's my personal page. I switch it around sometimes. Anybody who's trying to search for me on intuitive tarot readings or on Lolita's Lovely Ladies, at the bottom, when you look at the video, you'll see it says such and such is live now. It'll say Barda Long. It's highlighted in blue. Click on it. That's my personal page. That is where I'm live right now. And then you, at the end, you guys can take and join in, okay? Go ahead and say hi when you come on so I know who's on here. I think Taurus's is going to be kind of a little bit different than how I've done some of the other ones because there's actual readings as people are popping on. Not everyone, but there is readings for individual people popping up in the general reading, which is unusual. Okay, so anyway, back to the wealth. So we got the Chariot and we've got the Ace of Swords, which I explained those before. That's movement. We're going to try this one again. So anyway, we've got the Chariot, and that's moving on. That is moving on. That's getting your action. You're taking action. The Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, when you have the Ace of Swords, you're kind of cutting through stuff. You're not even, there's no playing around. I mean, absolutely no playing around. This is hard work to get your wealth. Okay, the next card. Okay, this is how I feel it. Then I've got the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, if you look at the Seven of Swords, do you see how he's got those swords in his hand? And he is walking away, and he's doing it in a hurry. That's what I feel. Because something's been taken away. I feel that something as far as wealth, and like I said, this could be as simple as what's going on right now, where people are waiting on their stimulus check because they're not essential workers and they don't have the money coming in. And so your money's been taken away because you can't just go to your job because your job's now shut down, right? Or it could be literally somebody who's taken something away from you and you have to rebuild and work hard for your wealth again. That's what I'm getting. All right. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. And see, you have double sevens. Double sevens, this is all about wealth. Sevens are, I see dollar signs. Sevens to me, and I know for spiritual wise, sevens mean a lot of things, but usually for me, when I've seen it and it's a reading for wealth, that's money coming in. This is somebody who has wealth on the way and they're going to get it. So anyway, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. But the only thing is with this seven here, because something's been taken away from you, you're going to have to put the hard work in and actually you're going to have to put a lot of hard work in it, but you're going to get that wealth. It says your wheel is about to turn upright again. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Your wheel is turning upright. It is on the uptake right now. After this, whatever it was taken away as far as wealth that has either stopped your wealth or somebody literally took something away from you, you're on the uptake. Because sometimes in our lives, here's the Wheel of Fortune. Just like a wheel on a car, it goes round and around and around. So we go up on more high points in our life where it's just like everything's great as can be. And then we come down, there goes that job. I lost that home. Something like that. You see what I'm saying? Up and down. It's not necessarily like a roller coaster, but the wheel turns. And the wheel turns to teach us lessons. So anyway, you were here and it just slowly started turning back up. You're coming to the top again. You're coming to the top. It's going to take and work out with lots and lots of hard work. All right, so let's get a little bit more detail on this one though. Okay, sure. No. It says you have the skills to do this. So definitely, you know what? I almost feel like blending this with career. Some of you guys are actually going to be starting out on a different type of career, a different way of doing stuff. And there's a lot of signs that had this in there. They're taking and rethinking about, since the money is not right there, they're getting more creative and figuring out ways and different avenues, even studying sometimes to get that wealth, to bring that in, starting a new career. This could be something online. I keep hearing online a lot, but you know what? Nowadays, a lot of people, if you're going to do something, it has to be online. All right. So you have the skills to do this is what I'm getting. And I hereby May 9th, for the ones that are formulating some kind of plan in their head about their wealth, I see a direction. It's like a car, the blinkers on. They're getting ready to take a turn towards this wealth. And this is for the ones who are thinking about career. And I see the online, I see schooling. There's going to be schooling on this. May 9th, I believe you're moving forward with this. Or you're taking action. Action is what I heard. Okay. And that's for the ones who, I think that's for the ones who are doing school to acquire your wealth. All right. Yep, you're going to get it. You got, you know what? Here it is. You got it. The warrior. As long as you take on the warrior spirit and there's no sitting on the back burner. I don't feel this group of Tauruses, they don't want to sit back. They're not doing it. They're like Gemini. Gemini was going after their wealth, and they were going to make it happen. Whatever they had in their head. This is what Taurus has in their head as well. They're taking on the warrior spirit, and they're going to take and accomplish whatever it is that they have in their head to get this wealth. There ain't no playing around. And how do I know that this is going to happen? Yes, with a lot of hard work. Taurus will get it. Lots of hard work. And I do see some of you, it's schooling. It's a new way of doing stuff, which nowadays everybody, well, not everybody. I mean, I'm used to being at home and being online and doing stuff like that. And that's how I work. But a lot of people, it's new to them. So it's learning. But this group of Tauruses is willing to do that, to build. And I heard nest egg. I don't see it. But they want to build that nest egg, and just not just build the nest egg, but build beyond the nest egg. Cushion. And I hear for some of you, in case this ever happens again, yeah, this is somebody, this is what I'm getting. This is from somebody, or maybe somebody's head, is in case this, what's going on now, ever happens again, I don't want to be in the position I'm in now, having to wait for money to come to me. That's what I just heard. Okay. So yeah, that is very, very, very advisable and wise. Work on it now, get something concrete, and go beyond that nest egg. Yep. So if anything like this happens again, then you got it. Don't switch. All right, I feel like I need to switch these, and I want to go to the tea leaf cards. And for anybody else who is on the page Lolita's Lovely Ladies, or the Intuitive Tarot Readings by Barda, or some of this, you might just be on Facebook Live watching this. If you click on it, this is actually being aired live on Barda Long. That is my personal Facebook page. You are more than welcome. I opened this up for public on my page, and you're welcome to join in. You can just come over there and just click on the video, and I'll be able to hear see the comments that are coming on. All right. Anything else for this group of Taurus who are after their wealth? Any more? Any more? And for some of you, this is not for this whole group right here. I felt like this is just for a very select few. Like for some of you right here, this read I just did, we're going to stop right there. But there are some of you going through this as well, that you're bound to determine, everything's exact. But there's just a couple. If this doesn't apply to you, I hear this is for a very select few Taurus. I got broken wishbone. Wish will not be granted. Well, I don't feel like the wish not being granted. That's not it. That's not what I'm getting. What I'm getting is the broken wishbone. And if you look at the wishbone, you see how it's broke right off at the end right there? So this could even also be for some of you. This just for some of you, stop the read right there. I mean, where I had it before I even say this. If it felt right to you, and then I go on to this and you're like, that doesn't sound like me, then don't take that, because this is only for a select, very few. Anyway, so you heard all this right here. This is for a select few, because I also feel that there was actually, it's not just one, but there was a couple Tauruses that actually had something happen right before all this stuff came down. They had something happen physically, and I physically hear break. Yeah, literally break. Like something like, yeah, just what it is. Broke something. They couldn't work. And then this stuff came on top and made it even worse. For that right there. The online stuff. I keep hearing online for you. Online. You can still, maybe it's schooling. I keep hearing that. Schooling, schooling, schooling. Online. You guys will be able to get this going for yourselves. All right, that was a little different. So that was only for a couple. The last one was only for a couple people. Okay, let's do for a closing thought for that group right there. And what I say by groups is that is one group. That means that that's one read for that one set of Tauruses. And then I will do either one or two more different reads. However, these, if they, I hear blend, they probably going to career and love is the next ones, and they may blend together. Okay, so let's see here. Let's do a closing thought for the ones that, let's do the closing thought for the ones that are working on their wealth. Tauruses, who's focused on their wealth. And then since there was, it threw in the broken wishbone, and that was actually extra messages for extra message for another select group of Tauruses, which is, you know, sometimes these readings can get kind of a little different. It's too much. I'm going to do one closing thought for just the ones that have the wealth. And then the ones at the end, it's the wealth and then when the wishbone came in. Okay, the ones who actually had something happen to them physically, I feel, right before the stuff came down. Okay, so the first one's for the ones just with the wealth. They're working on their stuff. Show me, what messages do you have for them? Okay, for the ones that have the wealth, just the wealth, you got intention, back and forth. Okay, so no more back and forth. Because in the past, I feel like you've gone back and forth. Well, should I not? Should I? And I have a feeling this has to do with wealth. This has to do with moving forward with your wealth. So this is somebody, even in their head, going back and forth. Should I do this? Should I not? Should I do this? Do it. Do it. Whatever you got in your head, you got it. I mean, you can. You've got this time right now. Take it. Work on your wealth. Take the time to formulate your plan out. Think it out. And then put action into it. Take on that warrior spirit and get moving, because you know what? You're on the right path. It says you have the skills. If you're going to have to work for it, you're going to have to work really, really hard. Okay, so that's for the first group that had just the wealth, not with the broken wishbone. Okay, now this is for the ones that had the broken wishbone along with the wealth. Ready? Okay, yes, this is for the ones with the broken wishbone, with the wealth. You have the loss card. Yes, you definitely, this is just backing up. I was hoping it would be a more positive closing thought, but what it's just saying is confirming that, yeah, you lost a lot because of this moment. And I feel this was physical. Something actually literally probably broke, maybe within yourself right before this happened. And it made you lose your wealth, and you're rethinking on how to do this. You got it in you. You got the skills. You're the warrior. You can do this. It's going to take a minute, but you can do it. Okay, let's move on to the next group. Like I said, I had a feeling Taurus was going to be kind of long. All right, I'm going to put this one away. And for the last group as well, I mean, if you work really hard on it, that's where your happiness is going to come in. Happiness, and that's for some of you too who are sitting there, and I don't know, I keep hearing this, back to the broken wishbone part. If you've gone through something and actually literally probably broke something, or something went haywire in your body before this stuff all came down, and it really screwed up your wealth in the first place, and then this stuff came down, and then man, it just kind of messed it all up, messed up your happiness. Your happiness is coming back, so you're going to be getting over this. This is going to be, it's going to be good. You're just going to have to put the work into it. All right, that's for wealth. Now we're going to move on to career, and I feel it's a blended. This is going to be blended. It's for career and love. It's for a group of Tauruses who have their career on their head and their love on their head as well, or in their head. And it's all based around their happiness, how it's affecting their happiness, or how they can make it happier. Okay, it's contentment within themselves. Contentment. Taurus is looking for contentment. Okay. Feels good. As I told many people, you'll see me draw them from the bottom of the deck sometimes. That's where I'm drawn to draw it. And I've got patience. Patience, must have patience. And I feel for whatever reason for this group of Tauruses, you're not that patient right now for some reason. So patience is the word. You must have patience. I'll find out a little bit more what this is about. Career and love. Taurus, April 15th to May 31st. Mistake. I got the card mistake. I'll get more cards just a second. What is this about? What's causing them? Oh, Lord. Okay. So this is a Taurus who's actually got their mind on their career, and I think that their love life is actually affecting their career and how they, and it could be the stuff, again, what's going on around, but I feel this is more somebody who can't even hardly focus. This is a Taurus who can't even really focus on their work so much because, and I'll show you the cards here in a minute, because there was some kind of patience. You're losing your patience. That's what I get, losing your patience over some kind of mistake that I'm not sure if you did or somebody else did. I'll find out here in a minute. But the next two cards I got, but anyway, your love life is actually affecting how you even work, period. How you can even clearly think through life, how it affects your happiness. I was hoping this was going to go, getting your stuff together like the first group. That's not what it is. And I'm not saying getting your stuff together. That's not what I mean. What I mean is I was hoping to be on more of a happier spectrum. I think also this group of Tauruses here that's dealing with career and love, and it's blended together, and it's actually pushing on your patience. You're supposed to have patience, and you need to have that patience, but I think it's wearing thin because of a mistake. Who made that mistake? I'm not sure. But the next cards I got was hidden enemy and the card loss. So whatever this event that happened, it was actually this hidden enemy. It was somebody, it could have been, with love, it was somebody, yeah. Hold on, let me find out here. Let me find out before I go any farther. For this particular group of Tauruses. And as I'm reading and you're shaking, I hear, not here, I kind of see somebody shaking their head. Listen, the way this works, every reader has a different way of reading. I certainly do. And then the way this works, for me anyway, is I'll get a feel on what it should be read about, and then I'll go from there. But there's thousands and thousands of Tauruses. So if it doesn't sound like you this time, it doesn't mean, it's not right for somebody else. I don't know why I felt like I should say that, but okay. Anyway, back to it. Tell me about this one. What do you want to show me about this? What is this? Hidden enemy, loss, mistake. Switch these. This is where it's going to, and I hear dirty in this one too. Why? I'm not sure yet. And when I say dirty, I mean, I'll show you the cards here. I mean that there has been something kind of shady that's happened. But it's got this Taurus, or this group of Tauruses, their head can't even focus on work. And it's surrounded around love and happiness. But I'm not sure if this is a relationship. It could be even, children. I don't know. I don't know yet. Working on it. What is this about? Show me. Okay. Gloomy thoughts, expectation. This is about Taurus who was expecting something than what actually happened, and right now they're wrapped up in their gloomy thoughts. They're on a journey. They may actually be on a journey. What is this? Sad news. Court. Hold on. This is getting different. Receiving a gift. Anything else you want to add? Okay. All right. So these goes right here. Now I'm going to get to the tarot cards because this has got a lot more going on than just the picture cards. And so I'll tell you what the card said over here, and then I'm going to break it down just a little bit. I got the card expectations. So this Taurus was expecting something, but now I got gloomy thoughts. You got the journey card. And I'll go into these here more in a minute, as soon as I piece it together. Some sad news that made these gloomy thoughts came to you. You also got the court card, literal court. I don't know if this is literal, but it's showing a literal court. And then on a different note, this will be towards the end, receiving some kind of gift and high honors. All right, I'm not sure where that's going. So this is what I'm going to do. Career, love, patience, which I actually feel that this Taurus's patience is wearing thin. Even though either that or you've got the patience right now and you're just getting ready to lose it. That's what I think. It's affecting your happiness. Why is this happening? Because there was a mistake and it's revolved around career and love. Or you can reverse this too. Yep, you can reverse this too. See, I get that it's affecting your career, but you could be your career. There could be something going on there that's actually affecting your home life and your happiness, your love life. We'll find out. Okay. Taurus, April 15th to May 31st. All right. All right, you got the Knight of Wands. I'm going to find out if this is a person first or if it's what I think it is. You got the Emperor card. And yes, I know there's many signs in these, but that's not what I'm pulling. I'm going by thoughts and feelings on this one. And I got the Empress. Now, before I go any farther, I want to do something else here. I want to back something up before I say it. All right. Okay. Literal pregnancy. All right. This is about, okay, this is interesting. Okay, this is different. All right, the cards I pulled was the Knight of Wands, the Emperor, and the Empress. Now you can pull out a bunch of meanings, but with the cards that just fell to tell me a little bit more about the story and what's going on, the Emperor and the Empress here are actual literal people. The Knight of Wands is an actual movement, change. Something's changed, and it changed very quick in this Taurus's life. And this is revolved around career and love, or it's affecting career and love. And you have the Patience card. I feel for whatever reason that patience is getting thin. Or you're running out of, and it's affecting your happiness. Now it could be a positive, no. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay. So what's going on here with all these other cards over here? I'll piece them together because I think it was telling me a story of what was going on. But anyway, what you got, I believe that this one right here, this is a literal mother. This is somebody who's pregnant. Literal baby. How do I know? And when I heard dirty, I'm not sure where that was coming from, but it's there. I feel it still. This is definitely a literal mother. Here's birth. How do I know it's a mother? I got the Mother card. And then I got the Sage card. Now to me, and normally I wouldn't compare these two at all because the Emperor's got different personalities. But I think this event, whatever happened with this, has to do with the baby. This woman is pregnant. This has to do with career, happiness, and love. And I think this is more from a guy's viewpoint. This is what I'm thinking. This is what it feels like. The Emperor, this is how he was trudging on. I mean, this is a mature man. He gets to the action done. I mean, he gets the job done. When he says something, people usually listen. And they actually, I mean, he's wise. He's a get up and go person, but he has authority. When you walk around the room, you have an authority air to you. After this news came, it's made this Emperor take a step down, and he's more like the Sage now, which means more withdrawn. But the only thing is with the Sage is almost equivalent to the Hermit and the Tarot. In my brain, it is. But the only thing is the Hermit and the Tarot cards, he'll have his lamp like this, and the light's here, the answer's here, and he's in his path is here, but he's looking down. With this Sage right here, he's not looking down. He's actually studying. So this, not just studying, I hear finding out, digging. That's what I got. Now that's where some of the dirty, I don't know why I keep getting dirty on this one. And if it doesn't apply to you, then it doesn't apply to you. It's not meant for you, okay? Okay, so expectation, gloomy thoughts, a journey, sad news, court. Taurus, you have me slightly confused. I've got kind of an idea, but I'm not sure where this is going. And when I see expectations, I think that was just my hint. Hey, I hear the word expecting. So it definitely has to do with the child. And this baby's not here yet. That's what I get. Or, oh, is that, okay, hold on. Oh. Yeah, definitely a baby. Why did these cards show up? Can you confirm what I'm thinking before I say it? Can you confirm it? Show me. Show me. New beginning. Okay, this is what I'm getting. And then I'm going to get to the dirty part of it. But I think what it is there might not be per se dirty here. What I'm getting is this is what's in this Taurus's head. This is for a male Taurus. This is more for the male Taurus is what I'm feeling. I mean, you can reverse the roles, but it's showing me mostly it's for the male Taurus who has, got the career and love on their brain, happiness. It's got the mother card. There's definitely a baby coming. It's talking about a new beginning. But it may not be a dirty. This almost seems to me with the patience card and all these other cards, this Taurus, before this all stuff happened, already had a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes when you get overstressed and you've got so much stuff going around in your brain and you just don't know, you're just like, oh my God, well, that probably, oh my God, is that what happened? Is that what? Okay. If this woman's pregnant with a baby, why is this Taurus questioning if it's theirs? That's what I'm getting. A mistake. So this is almost like a Taurus male who's kind of accusing somebody of doing a dirty. That's what I'm getting. Yep. I think this Taurus is extremely just stressed out the max to the point that their brain's going nuts. Now, it could be, maybe you actually did catch something. I'm not actually seeing, not catch something, but catch somebody doing something. You know what I mean? Catch them. But that's not what I'm feeling. I think this is a Taurus up in their head, and it's really affecting their happiness because they've got their career and their love. They've just got it all rolling around their head, and they're losing patience. It's making them rear like the bull. I see steam coming out the nose. I mean, it's starting to really irritate them. Now, hidden enemy and loss, there's a different way I could read this. If there was some dirty done for somebody who was like a friend to you or pretended to be nice to your face and it caused a loss. And if it's around, perhaps if this woman, just say if it's your case and this woman did do this and she is pregnant, then yeah, I understand. You're trying, I'm not sure if that's mine. I don't know if that's my baby. So some of you, there is some dirty behind the scene. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I've told every group, and I think during this time, and I'm not saying that your situations are not important or not serious. What I'm saying is I think during this time, a lot of people have way too much time to think about stuff. And I think they overthink it. And if you've got something like that happen, and I think this, everything that's been going on around us too, has brought up a lot of emotional for a lot of people, like they're more emotional. For Taurus, to be able to clearly think through this, if that's the case, you'll be able to take care of it. You'll get the answers. You will, if there's been dirty done to you. If it's just something that you're just questioning because you're not sure, because your brain's overreacting on stuff, and there's two different scenarios I'm seeing here. Take which one you want. Then you're going to have to slow your mind down. But this is more geared to the ones that I think, yeah, I think there's dirty done. I was looking for something positive. That's why I said, no, not dirty. No, this is dirty. Okay, because it's showing me court. Okay, that's what I couldn't figure out where court was coming from. Court's coming after the sad news. So that's how I'm going to have to read it. I was trying to, because every sign's had something crazy going on. I was trying to make it more positive, but I'm sorry. This is basically more geared to the group that had some dirty going on. There is a baby, and this is not just somebody, yeah, it feels right. I just told no, this is not just somebody sitting there thinking, oh, well, that's not my baby. No, this was some dirty went on. It's gone to the point that if you're married, it's actually going to go to court, or you will be going to court to get proof of whose baby that is. That's what it is. And you'll be able to do this here pretty soon, but I think that's why it's wearing on your patience. And you feel like a loss because it's just it's lost hope. You lost your whole ideal of what you had in your head. And this is all based around sex. So that tells me that there's possibly went without, this person went out. And so this right here is tearing this group of Tauruses up about this expecting this baby. I mean, this kind of blew my mind a little bit. I was hoping for something better. The libido can also be your health and how you take care of yourself and your vitality. But this one here feels, and it also represents sex. And see, what stood out to me in this one is, do you see the snake in the grass? So yeah, for those that are going through this right now, and you're like, well, that doesn't feel right. Your gut's telling you, not your bullheadedness. I'm sorry, I'm Scorpio, and I tell you what, the stinger comes out and we don't think. Yours is your bullheadedness. Take a minute, take a breath. I know you can't do much about it right now, but you'll be able to do something about it here pretty soon. And you're going to get your answers, and you'll be able to have your happiness back. You will, because it's going to come slow. There it went. It's going to come slow to you, but it's going to come. But anyway, it does show that there's going to be some kind of court. Literally, that's what I feel. I think this is going to be, that would be nice to be able to get out of the stay-at-home order or quarantine. But I'm getting something around June 23rd for you on that one. I'm not sure what, I don't know if that's actual court or if that's when it begins. But this is going to be a long, it's a long journey for you. It's going to feel like forever. It's really going to be short in the end, but it has really messed up your viewpoint on how to trust people. That's what I'm thinking. Gloomy thoughts. It's bringing gloomy thoughts. And it's also weighing on your patience. All right, goodness. Now, we've got another one that says receiving gifts and high honors. Okay, we've got these cards right here. I'm going to see how these apply. What is this about? Love. It revolves around love, receiving a gift and high honors. Okay, so that's the way I can read it. That just tells me, yeah, for the main part of it, this is for the Tauruses who had some actual dirty done to them, and that there's an actual baby on the way, but you're not sure if that baby is yours. That's what it feels like. Yep, there it came. Yep. Yep, you're doubting whether or not that's your child. That's what I'm getting. And growth. This instance is going to make you grow. It's going to make you become not more mature, because most of these who are looking at it, they're mature, but it's going to make you even grow even beyond. And that's what points out. You see the guy walking through the dark forest. Remember the gloomy thoughts that popped up. So this is definitely about you have doubts as to whether or not this child was yours. And for the first group of you that I was doing this part of the read on, then yeah, there is a possibility. It did show some dirty being done. But here's another thing. There is just only, and I'm talking very small, select few when I say the next part. Hi, Wendy. Very, very, very small select few for the last one. So the ones that I'm telling you there's dirty been done, oh, guarantee there's dirty been done. And you will find out when you get this. It's a paternity test. When you get the paternity test, which I heard June 23rd, and I know sometimes when I'm doing the readings, it's past whatever dates that I'm doing the general reading for. I feel June 23rd, either it's getting ready to go into motion or you're going into it, okay? But if your gut is telling you Positively. Yes, this is what happened. You're right. It did. And you will find out. The answers will be laid out in a paper to you. And then you can take care of it and you can get out of your gloomy thoughts and start working on your happiness again. Excuse me. But it does show me that dirty was done to some of you Tauruses. It also shows me on another spectrum. This is a different set of Tauruses, okay, with something similar going on, but it's in your head. What's in your head? Somebody going outside, and I feel that this is married, or it feels like a marriage, going outside of this union to have this baby, to get pregnant. For some of you, very small, select few group of Tauruses. If you're swinging back and forth in your gut and you're just like, oh, I don't know, love her, or you can switch the roles. For Taurus, this is just general. You can switch the roles, however it applies to you. If you're one of those that's going through it and you're like, oh man, this is it. Or if you're the Taurus mother going, I don't know if this is, I don't know whose it is. Okay, paperwork, paternity test. I don't know why I just heard that one. That popped in another group right there. So there's some Tauruses, single moms right now, not single. Yeah, why'd I hear single? Some moms, and they're not sure who the dad is. Paternity test. I keep hearing paternity test. Do it. You'll be able to just get some more peace with it and move on, and your happiness will start coming back. But anyway, back to the other ones that are geared more for the guys that have this going on. They're sitting over here looking at their woman and going, oh, I know something's going on. I know that baby is not mine. There's no way. How can that baby be mine? And the baby is yours. If you got those questions, if the other person loves you so much, as much as what you think they do, then they're going to go ahead. Number one, don't be bullheaded. Stop losing your patience. Try talking to them. Because for a very small select few of you guys, they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything at all. It's just all the stress with the career and everything going on. Everything going on right now has got you stressed out the max. And sometimes it makes the brain kind of go different directions. But see, that's for the few select group and the rate at the end. That's why I'm saying that, because these two cards right here popped off by themselves, which was receiving a gift and high honors. What is the gift? And this is revolving around love. That tells me a few select of you have your head spinning too fast. What is this gift? A baby? Your baby? That's what I'm getting. This woman's pregnant. So for those who are sitting here and they're like, your brain's just spinning. There's just too much. It's called too much stress and way too much time to think. Sit them down, talk to them, tell them exactly. If you guys are truly in love with each other, then you'll be able to talk it through. That's how I feel about that one. Okay, so I'm going to do a closing thought. I'm going to do a closing thought for the first group that actually have some dirty going on, and somebody has actually, and it does have to do with the child. Like I said, paternity test, June 23rd, you be able to either, I don't know if that's when you get the answer. I don't think so. I think that's when it starts, you getting it all, the process going. Let's do a closing thought for that group, not the group where nobody's doing anything and it's just in your head. Okay. Let's see. This is for the group with some dirty going on. Closing positive thought. Okay. Closing positive. Okay. Man, there was quite a bit. It's trying to take me off on a different, for more detailed thing. That's what this is doing. That's okay. We'll put it together here. This is showing me the past and how it used to be. This is unusual because usually these are just they're positive cards. They give you like a last closing thought, or they give you kind of a guide. That's what it's doing. At the beginning of this relationship, and this is what I'm feeling, and this is for a mom. That's it. This is not for that group that had the dirty. For whatever reason, it's switched over. I'm looking at the Empress card. This is for a particular mother, a Taurus who is a brand new mother. That's what I'm getting. True love. And it shows her looking down. It shows her looking down, like she's looking at something. I'll get back to the other one here in a minute. I'm not sure why. Somebody must have popped on. Golden opportunity. This is talking about this baby. Divine passion, which whenever this was procreated, there must have been divine passion. That's what I'm feeling. Now, what's coming? Guiding children. This is for a mother. Do you see the mother and the child? This is a message for a mother, possibly pregnant right now. Taurus. And it says sensitivity. You must be very sensitive. You have to be sensitive to these children. Children. There's possibility of more than, I'm not saying pregnancy wise, but I feel that there's a pregnancy and there may even be more children around, but just children in general, just be sensitive. That kind of turned strange again. That's okay. But that was a message for a female Taurus who's pregnant right now. That's what it was talking about. All right, that's not what I want. You threw me off there for a second. For the dirty. Okay. Time to get the dirty cards out. Okay, back to the Tauruses for the closing thought. And don't ask me why I grabbed these cards. These cards right here, I felt right. There must be something else that needs to be told. These cards right here are the Island Time Wellness cards. A lady off of Macari makes them. And what it does is when there's love that shows up in the spread, these cards give you more detail. But I don't know why I grabbed them for a closing thought. So this is going to be completely unsettled for this Taurus for a bit. That's what I feel. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Okay, for the group of Tauruses that actually there's somebody in their life that is actually pregnant. And maybe you caught them. Maybe you know. This is not for the ones who I'm not sure. We'll get to you in a minute because that one I don't believe is true. This one here, however, it's showing me that there's been a lot of stuff and you're doubting whether or not this child is yours. Maybe you even know for a fact it's not. Paternity test, that's what I get. But anyway, here's some more information. You got the dragonfly. And when I read these cards, I go by how it feels to me. And so when I look at words, the words that I'm supposed to read, it looks like somebody highlighted it with a yellow highlighter. So that's the ones I'm going to read. I'm not going to read every single word in here. Finding out. Things coming to light. Then you got the sunglasses card. Watching, looking. So this is a group of Tauruses who know this has actually happened. They are well aware of it. Then we've got the paradise card. Happiness. Joy. And what is this all based around? This is all about your happiness. So this is played on your happiness. What took your happiness away? Being stabbed in the back. Yes, feels right. I'm not even going to read anything off that. Then you got the coffee cup. And what stood out to me was friendship. This is not just a relation. It could be. You could have had an instance, and it's talking about hidden enemy. I don't see the mask here, but I feel the mask. And whoever did this to you pretended that they were your friend, and that's what I'm getting is friend, because it says friendship. Whether it's this woman, you guys were great friends when you're together with this relationship, or it was an actual friend who did this to you. Okay, that's what I'm getting. The golden mirror is what you get next for the last card. This was actually a one-sided relationship. Maybe you're the one that was completely in love with this person, and then they went ahead and did their dirty. That's what I'm getting. One-sided, that's all it stands out, is one-sided relationship. Okay, we're going to find a positive card. I don't care how long it takes. There will be a positive card for this group. I swear to goodness. Positive card. Something to focus on. Because I know you can't focus on anything else until the answers are revealed and you can get, healing. Healing, that's what I hear. Can you give them any positive thoughts, please? Please. Just one little thought. Okay. Thinker. And when I see the word thinker, do you see how they're sitting there? Overthinker. You need to focus back on your career. I think this is affecting your career. And I know this was supposed to be just about, love and career, but this is actually, the love has affected your career. You can't even focus. Overthinking is what I'm getting from this one. Positive. We're going to get one. I'm sorry. It's going to happen. Positive. Flexible. Finally. Flexible. Be more flexible and kind of bend with what happens. I'm not saying go along and it's okay. That's not what I'm saying. Be more flexible in your head. Don't be so much like the bull, stuck in one way of thinking and stuff. Put your mind back on your career, your way of making money. Distract yourself because you can't always stop. You can't always stop what just happened. Okay. One good thought. Okay. So now we're going to go to the other group that, closing thought for the one who assumes. Yeah, this is the ones that there's really nothing going on, but they're assuming that something happened and it's actually, there's just been so much stress that it's actually blown their mind to the point that they're just, I'm not going to say you're paranoid. That's not what I'm saying. Your brain's getting away from you. And it's about this woman who got pregnant. How's that mine? That's what I keep hearing. But it tells me in the end that's receiving a gift in high honors. And what are you receiving this gift of? This child. That tells me that that's your child. And the reason I said that is these fell out by themselves over here. And so this was part for the second read. And this was revolving, the card love fell over top of the high honors and receiving a gift. This is your gift. This will be your biological gift. That's what I'm getting. That was made and produced through love. Okay. So let's see, positive closing thought. Looks for me. All right, there it is. I express joy and gratitude in my life with the proper combination of passion and humility. And this is all based around your happiness. So take those second thoughts out of your brain. Why your brain's getting away from you? I think it's stress. That's what I think. Take those second thoughts out because your happiness is actually there. You just got to stop overthinking stuff. And if you're not sure, sit down and talk to them. And nowadays you can just get a test, which I really think for that group that's got it and they're not sure, they're like, oh, I hope not. And it's the ones that are going, I hope not. I hope, oh my God. Oh, I hope not. Okay. That's the ones don't know for certain. Those are the ones that got their brain overturning. That's the ones where you ain't really got to worry about it. Your happiness will come right back. You just have to let it in. Goodness, Taurus. All right. So, excuse me. What I'm going to do is now, since this is on my personal Facebook page, and I noticed nobody could find me. Nobody found me, but one or two. So what I'm going to do, the next one, is I'm going to take it back over to Lolita's Lovely Ladies. So on Facebook, for YouTubers, this is going to be, the next one is going to be aired live on Lolita's Lovely Ladies, probably here in about 15 minutes maybe, after I get off here. So just go over there and click like, and then once it comes on, it'll notify you. Home. Okay. Yep, I am. But anyway, so if you want to join in on the next one, then just go over there. All right. So this is for Tauruses. And what I'm going to do for the ones that are sitting there looking on live Facebook that have no affiliation with my groups, and for the ones that are on Lolitas who are sitting here watching it, and Intuitive Tarot Readings by Barda, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up as a general, well, actually, I want to do Taurus first. If there's any questions by a Taurus or for a Taurus, we'll do that now. And what I'm going to do is I'm open up different screens, and I'm going to go to those different places. Like I'm going to go to Lolitas, and I'm going to see if anybody says anything. And then I'll go to intuitive tarot reading and see if anybody says anything. That's the only way I can do that because it seems like nobody can find me. All right. So I'll give you a minute. Stay on the page. Melanie Walter, if you're still on and you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Switching it to open general read. Couple questions. Like I said, I was hoping it would work this way, but it's not. It's okay. The next one, I'll put it on Lolita's. Actually, the next one I was going to go to YouTube, but I'll wait on that one because I had somebody ask me something. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to check Lolita's, and then if nobody has any questions, I'm popping off here, and then I'll be back on 15 to 25 minutes from then. Oh, looks like I missed somebody comment. Hang on. All right, nobody's got any questions, then I am going to pop off of here, and then I'll be back on for, let's see, who's going to be next here? Taurus. Aries, you're next. Let's circle that one. Yep, Aries, you're next. 15 to 25 minutes. I'll see you guys. See you guys back here. Talk to you later. Bye.